Good morning. I hope all of you are well on this last day of January. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kim Toler. I am a new member of the vestry, and I'm honored and privileged to be serving the Advent for these next 3 years. For a little bit of background, I was raised and baptized in the Church of Christ, and my husband Aaron was raised and baptized in the Catholic Church. We were confirmed together in 1994 before we got married at the Cathedral Church of the Advent in Birmingham, Alabama, which is my hometown. We moved to Spartanburg in 1998 and joined the Episcopal Church of the Advent. Our daughter Ellie was born in 2001, and she was baptized at the Advent. The Advent has been an important part of our lives, and I'm just so happy for the opportunity to give back to the community that has given us so much over the last several years. In preparing for my devotion today, I've been reflecting on joy, gratitude, and prayer. These last almost 2 years now have been a collective challenge for all of us. It seems that going through challenging times together should be a uniting force, but for reasons that are more complicated than any of us can really understand, I think it has often been a source of division. Over these past 2 years, we've spent a lot of time and energy distancing and isolating. We spent several months worshiping remotely. We've all become armchair experts in viruses and masking and immunizations. And I think we've all formed some pretty firm opinions about what everybody else should be doing. But unfortunately, our opinions vary widely, and our tolerance is often pretty non-existent for those who have opposing views. I know that I can speak personally to the fact that generalized COVID fatigue has often made joy and gratitude feel a little farther out of reach. Which brings me back to the topic for my devotion today, gratitude and prayer. I find that my prayer life, and therefore my connection to God, is usually at its best in moments of extreme joy or extreme despair. I've been fortunate over these past 2 years that I've not had many moments of extreme despair, but I find that moments of lightness and joy have been a bit lacking as well. So one of my intentions for this new year has been to pay more attention to the world around me. Truly, there isn't less joy in my life, but when circumstances change and stress levels rise, I tend to turn inward and become less receptive to the sights, sounds, and wonder of God's gifts that are around me. The poet Mary Oliver spent most of her personal and professional life observing, reflecting, and finding joy and meaning in the natural world around her. Although she technically was not considered to be a religious poet, she often wrote about the connection of humans to the natural world, and it has been said that Mary Oliver used nature as a springboard to the sacred. So in closing, I would like to read Mary Oliver's poem, Mindful. The poem needs little introduction, as there is no way that I could say it more beautifully than she does. But what this poem does for me is to remind me that joy is always within reach, and the most meaningful prayers may be the simplest. Mindful by Mary Oliver. Every day I see or I hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. Thank you, and I hope that 2022 is a year full of joy and blessings. Thank you.